name is Ruth Otieno. I'm a retired nurse, having worked with Avenue Healthcare for 21 years. I started working with Avenue Healthcare in the year 2001 as a Kenya certificate nurse in Parklands. And after 5 years, the hospital saw my capability and took me to Aga Khan University, where I was able to do my high diploma in nursing for 2 years, courtesy of Avenue Hospital. Avenue has been my home since then. I worked there for now 21 years, then transferred to Avenue Kisumu for 1 year before I retired. Even though I worked in Avenue for 21 years, I felt that I'd actually worked over 30 years. I worked entirely in the whole hospital because the Avenue gave us opportunity to work everywhere. Avenue took care of us, like when I was in Parkland. We were very smart. The management was very friendly to us. End of the year, we could even evaluate managers. Whether you are a cleaner, you are a doctor, you are a nurse, you are to respect everyone. At Avenue, customer is the king. You give customer your best. Whatever we were practicing in Nairobi is the same that was being practiced here, where respect was mandatory, where patient was the priority. Having worked in Parklands for 20 years, I felt that I'm now aging. I need to give space to the younger nurses. Whenever I tell people I worked in Avenue, I'm very respected in the community. Avenue will forever remain in my mind because that's where I've grown. It has made me to be what I am today. That's where my morals were nurtured as a nurse. Now that they are celebrating 10th year anniversary, long live Avenue. We know that you are going places. I'm so happy to be associated with Avenue Hospital. My name is Ruth Otieno. I'm a retired nurse, having worked with Avenue Healthcare for 21 years. I started working with Avenue Healthcare in the year 2001 as a Kenya certificate nurse in Parklands. And after 5 years, the hospital saw my capability and took me to Aga Khan University, where I was able to do my high diploma in nursing for 2 years, courtesy of Avenue Hospital. Avenue has been my home since then. I worked there for now 21 years, then transferred to Avenue Kisumu for 1 year before I retired. Even though I worked in Avenue for 21 years, I felt that I'd actually worked over 30 years. I worked entirely in the whole hospital because the Avenue gave us opportunity to work everywhere. Avenue took care of us, like when I was in Parkland. We were very smart. The management was very friendly to us. End of the year, we could even evaluate managers. Whether you are a cleaner, you are a doctor, you are a nurse, you are to respect everyone. At Avenue, customer is the king. You give customer your best. Whatever we were practicing in Nairobi is the same that was being practiced here, where respect was mandatory, where patient was the priority. Having worked in Parklands for 20 years, I felt that I'm now aging. I need to give space to the younger nurses. Whenever I tell people I worked in Avenue, I'm very respected in the community. Avenue will forever remain in my mind because that's where I've grown. It has made me to be what I am today. That's where my morals were nurtured as a nurse. Now that they are celebrating 10th year anniversary, long live Avenue. We know that you are going places. I'm so happy to be associated with Avenue Hospital. My name is Ruth Aworotieno. I'm a retired nurse, having worked with Avenue Healthcare for 21 years. I started working with Avenue Healthcare in the year 2001 as a Kenya certificate nurse in Parklands. And after 5 years, the hospital saw my capability and took me to Aga Khan University, where I was able to do my high diploma in nursing for 2 years, courtesy of Avenue Hospital. Avenue has been my home since
Okay, so we are back in the CCAM. Okay, so we have two-way communication now. So we are now in the CCAM, and we are going to be coming back.
So for those who might be new to colonoscopy, what do you look for?
So, Julia, could you stand closer to the computer? Because it sounds like you're far away from that computer.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Is this better?
Yes. So the closer you are to the laptop, the better.
Okay.
Hello?
For those who are new to colonoscopy, what would you advise them to look out for the withdrawal that will come out of the CCAM coming out?
Okay, so yeah, so we are withdrawing the scope, and the idea is to make sure that you have a good look at all the folds. We didn't have a difficult. Well, I think it depends on the compliance of the patient to follow the instructions. It's just keen that you switch them to no solids automatically, and then you can combine this with the bisacodyl, and then they take lots of water. So we are suctioning off the paddles just to make sure we have a good look. Also suctioning out the air as you come out. Your patient will appreciate it. For this case, we did not do water immersion. So it's just air insufflation colonoscopy. I know we do have the pump here. We will use that for the spine. And again, we are just irrigating and suctioning. So just making sure you have a good look around. Yeah?
So from an assessment perspective, what would you say was the preparation of this column, and what metrics would you be looking at? If you are
Sorry, say that again.
What if the adequacy of bowel preparation? What
if you're doing what?
Adequacy of bowel prep. You've mentioned
yes.
By some. So what's the adequacy of this bowel prep and what
parameters? I think we can go, of course. Question is, what's the overall adequacy? I would say this is good. We have to watch a little bit. There's not one thing. Adequacy of the prep. Having the fire in mind. So, yeah, so it's not too bad. I think also this was a fairly good prep, but you can see there's still a bit of liquid that we've had to wash out and suction out. And you just have to be prepared to do this a lot. So just wash and suction, because things can hide underneath these paddles. We just got blocked suctions. Yeah, so the suction has just blocked. We're trying to unclog it. That's what happens if you have sediments. So we're doing a little bit of tinkering here just to see if we can fix the suction. I'm afraid I'm going to have to. You can plug it up here. So let's have a cheat code. If you plug the suction up, when it's blocked up there, we take this off. Yes, you know. The one that yes, we can't have that. That's the cheat code for my colleague and one just $100, which allows you to just keep going. Yeah, it's not very big part. Really nice. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so again, we are withdrawing the scope.
Any question? I have a question from Dr. Kepa that will relate to the team.
Yes, thank you very much. I just have a question regarding.
So there's a seed over there. We're out. Okay, we got that. Yeah, so we're going to do a retroflex view. We are at the end. Do we have all pictures? We have all perfect. So we are completing the procedure. We're doing a retroflex view. And you can see that's a nice view of the anal area. He's going to show us. Yeah, good. There you go. So go ahead with the question. You can do the pictures of nothing. Not that it's fine. What was the question? Perfect. But it's just that you go up there. Can you hand them the phone? Yes, that's a bit. Yes, go ahead.
At the same time, they also have lesions. For example, the esophagus, which makes it difficult for them to take adequate amount of fluids orally for oil preparation. Of course, that sometimes could be challenging, especially where we need to do colonoscopy a bit more urgently to make a diagnosis through colonoscopy. So, what are the options there? Is it to wait and probably have for example, esophageal ulcers, which don't permit the patients to have adequate preparation of the bowel? What are the options?
Okay, thank you for that question. I think you have to decide what is the acuity of the problem. So if the inpatient, sometimes they'll just pass an NG tube, and you can get prep pushed down the NG tube. They can still be able to check their prep. If it's something that can wait, you can deal with the initial problem first. Like let them resolve the esophageal issue. If it's like ulcers, you can treat that and then schedule them for an colonoscopy. However, if it's something like a GI bleed where you need to do it urgently, then you have to explore options like passing an NG tube. They can do the prep, and then you can do at the same sitting an OGD and a colonoscopy at the same time. So it's just a little bit about being a bit creative. Maybe I can ask John if he has comment. The question was, if you have a patient with like esophageal ulcers or lesions where they can't take prep and you want to do colonoscopy, what are the trips around it? So I was telling them, you can pass an NG tube. Down, and then they can take prep through that. Are there any other things you've done for patients like this?
I must say that's extremely rare. If they've got a pig and you can use the pig, but generally speaking, that's a rare sort of situation. Even with bulbar palsies and pseudobulbar palsies, you can put a tube down and it should be fine.
Okay, thank you. Any other question? And then we'll be setting up for the next case.
So we'll take one last. I'll have one question.
Okay, like.
Then on this side, as you set up for the second case, we'll have people. They are smelling
It must be from the very. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's a good question. So usually I would say you need to have a complete colonoscopy. So the idea is not how quickly you can get it done, but how completely of an examination you can have it done. So I can get to the CCAM usually 7 minutes, 8 minutes, but it means on the way back, I'm going to take more time looking at all of the holes, behind the holes, suction the paddles. Some people do it slow on the way in, slow on the way out. But I think because of patient tolerability, it's balancing how quickly you can get to the ilium and how completely you can get the procedure. Debar or Rajuna, any comments? The question is how quickly should we get the colonoscopy done?
So, the thing is, okay, going in, everybody's different. Some people, there's some columns you can do in 2 minutes, the columns that will take 10 minutes. Every column is different for every patient. But the key is not to miss polyps. So in draw, the recommendation is to take at least 6 minutes as you're coming out. So must be at least 6 minutes. Of course, if it's 8, 10, that will even be ideal. And that has been shown to have a better pickup rate for polyps. So significantly better pickup rate for the polyps, rather than just withdrawing the scope of the out. You happy?
I think so.
Okay, guys, I think on this side, we are free to serve lunch as we set up for the ERCPs that are coming up. Karibuni. And if you eat too much carbs, then we'll move to one side.
We can stop there with the questions. And then we will let you know when we are back online. Thank you. See you shortly. Send us some food.
Why?
My name is Ruth Aworotieno. I'm a retired nurse, having worked with Avenue Healthcare for 21 years. I started working with Avenue Healthcare in the year 2001 as a Kenya certificate nurse in Parklands. And after 5 years, the hospital saw my capability and took me to Aga Khan University, where I was able to do my high diploma in nursing for 2 years, courtesy of Avenue Hospital. Avenue has been my home since then. I worked there for now 21 years, then transferred to Avenue Kisumu for 1 year before I retired. Even though I worked in Avenue for 21 years, I felt that I'd actually worked over 30 years. I worked entirely in the whole hospital because the Avenue gave us opportunity to work everywhere. Avenue took care of us, like when I was in Parkland. We were very smart. The management was very friendly to us. End of the year, we could even evaluate managers. Whether you are a cleaner, you are a doctor, you are a nurse, you are to respect everyone. At Avenue, customer is the king. You give customer your best. Whatever we were practicing in Nairobi is the same that was being practiced here, where respect was mandatory, where patient was the priority. Having worked in Parklands for 20 years, I felt that I'm now aging. I need to give space to the younger nurses. Whenever I tell people I worked in Avenue, I'm very respected in the community. Avenue will forever remain in my mind because that's where I've grown. It has made me to be what I am today. That's where my morals were nurtured as a nurse. Now that they are celebrating 10th year anniversary, long live Avenue. We know that you are going places. I'm so happy to be associated with Avenue Hospital. My name is Ruth Otieno. I'm a retired nurse, having worked with Avenue Healthcare for 21 years. I started working with Avenue Healthcare in the year 2001 as a Kenya certificate nurse in Parklands. And after 5 years, the hospital saw my capability and took me to Aga Khan University, where I was able to do my high diploma in nursing for 2 years, courtesy of Avenue Hospital. Avenue has been my home since then. I worked there for now 21 years, then transferred to Avenue Kisumu for 1 year before I retired. Even though I worked in Avenue for 21 years, I felt that I'd actually worked over 30 years. I worked entirely in the whole hospital because the Avenue gave us opportunity to work everywhere. Avenue took care of us. Like when I was in Parkland, we were very smart. The management was very friendly to us. End of the year, we could even evaluate managers. Whether you are a cleaner, you are a doctor, you are a nurse, you are to respect everyone. At Avenue, customer is the king. You give customer your best. Whatever we were practicing in Nairobi is the same that was being practiced here, where respect was mandatory, where patient was the priority. Having worked in Parklands for 20 years, I felt that I'm now aging. I need to give space to the younger nurses. Whenever I tell people I worked in Avenue, I'm very respected in the community. Avenue will forever.
Avenue Hospital Kisumu history is built on many stories, tales of life-changing moments.
Then I was taken there. I almost died 3 times. Then I was transferred to Avenue Hospital at night.
Unforgettable patients.
From nurses, doctors, cleaners, everybody was amazing to me because they saved my life, and I appreciate them for that.
And extraordinary doctors, nurses, clinical and non-clinical staffs. Karibu Avenue Hospital, Avenue ni kwetu. Avenue Hospital Kisumu history is built on many stories, tales of life-changing moments.
Then I was taken there. I almost died 3 times. Then I was transferred to Avenue Hospital at night.
Unforgettable patients.
From nurses, doctors, cleaners, everybody was amazing to me because they saved my life, and I appreciate them for that.
And extraordinary doctors, nurses, clinical and non-clinical staffs. Karibu Avenue Hospital, Avenue ni kwetu. Hospital Kisumu history is built on many stories, tales of life-changing moments.
Then I was taken there. I almost died 3 times. Then I was transferred to Avenue Hospital at night.
Unforgettable patients.
From nurses, daktari, cleaners, everybody was amazing to me because they saved my life, and I appreciate them for that.
And extraordinary doctors, nurses, clinical and non-clinical staffs. Karibu Avenue Hospital, Avenue ni kwetu. Hospital Kisumu history is built on many stories, tales of life-changing moments.
Then I was taken there. I almost died 3 times. Then I was transferred to Avenue Hospital at night.
Unforgettable patients.
From nurses, daktari, cleaners, everybody was amazing to me because they saved my life, and I appreciate them for that.
And extraordinary doctors, nurses, clinical and non-clinical staffs. Karibu Avenue Hospital, Avenue ni kwetu. Avenue Hospital Kisumu history is built on many stories, tales of life-changing moments.
Then I was taken there. I almost died 3 times. Then I was transferred to Avenue Hospital at night.
Unforgettable patients.
From nurses, daktari, cleaners, everybody was amazing to me because they saved my life, and I appreciate them for that.
And extraordinary doctors, nurses, clinical and non-clinical staffs. Karibu Avenue Hospital, Avenue ni kwetu. Avenue Hospital Kisumu history is built on many stories, tales of life-changing moments.
Then I was taken there. I almost died 3 times. Then I was transferred to Avenue Hospital at night.
Unforgettable patients.
From nurses, daktari, cleaners, everybody was amazing to me because they saved my life, and I appreciate them for that.
And extraordinary doctors, nurses, clinical and non-clinical staffs. Karibu Avenue Hospital, Avenue ni kwetu. Avenue Hospital Kisumu history is built on many stories, tales of life-changing moments.
Then I was taken there. I almost died 3 times. Then I was transferred to Avenue Hospital at night.
Unforgettable patients.
From nurses, daktari, cleaners, everybody was amazing to me because they saved my life, and I appreciate them for that.
And extraordinary doctors, nurses, clinical and non-clinical staffs. Karibu Avenue Hospital, Avenue ni kwetu. Avenue Hospital Kisumu history is built on many stories, tales of life-changing moments.
Then I was taken there. I almost died 3 times. Then I was transferred to Avenue Hospital at night.
Welcome to Avenue Healthcare, the Junction branch. My name is Dr. Laura Shiundu, and I'd like to show you around. Come with me. At the triage room, we're able to check all the vital signs for our patients. We check the blood pressure, the temperatures, the weight and the height, and even calculate their BMI. We're able also to sort out our clients based on the priority, and we're also able to sort out emergencies. This is one of our consultation rooms. We have general practitioners who are on call daily, Monday to Sunday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on weekdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays, and on Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. inclusive of public holidays. This is our laboratory unit. We offer extensive services. We have invested in the state-of-the-art equipment, modern technology that ensures accuracy, efficiency, and quality. This is our well-stocked pharmacy at Avenue Healthcare, the Junction branch. We have quality medication at affordable prices. For every parent, the wellness and health of your child is very important. At Avenue Healthcare, the Junction branch, we offer pediatric services. We take care of your little one. A genuine smile comes from the heart, but a healthy smile comes from good dental care. At Avenue Healthcare, the Junction branch, we have the state-of-the-art dental unit. From teeth whitening to fixing of dental caries and root canals, we're up to the task. Interestingly, the body is capable of amazing things, but sometimes we have chronic body aches and pains that benefit from physiotherapy services. At Avenue Healthcare, the Junction branch, we will help you recover. We have a state-of-the-art X-ray machine, and we're able to offer a number of X-ray procedures. We have X-ray services daily. We offer ultrasound services daily, where we're able to assist in the antenatal care of our mothers and basic diagnosis for a number of conditions. We are offering endoscopy services, which is in suit with a recovery room for our clients. We understand the need for bringing procedures closer home, so we're able to do day cases for our clients. And once the day cases are done, they recover in the room. Once they've recuperated, they can go home. Welcome to Avenue Healthcare, the Junction branch. My name is Dr. Laura Shiundu, and I'd like to show you around. Come with me.
My name is Dr. Satwinder Singh Rupra. I am the founder and technical director of Sumo Computers. We have started working with Avenue in 2016, so that's about a good 7-8 years. And we supply them with all the computer hardware, and we also give them support for the same. Anytime they have any repairs to do, they call upon us, and we're able to provide those repairs for them. We also install their networks, we install their access control and their CCTV. Working with Avenue has been a privilege for us. It's one good customer in our portfolio, and we look forward to building this relation in the future as well. Otherwise, I wish Avenue Hospital a happy 10th anniversary. Wish you all the best. My name is Dr. Satwinder Singh Rupra. I am the founder and technical director of Sumo Computers. We have started working with Avenue in 2016, so that's about a good 7-8 years. And we supply them with all the computer hardware, and we also give them support for the same. Anytime they have any repairs to do, they call upon us and we're able to provide those repairs for them. We also install their networks, we install their access control and their CCTV. Working with Avenue has been a privilege for us. It's one good customer in our portfolio, and we look forward to building this relation in the future as well. Otherwise, I wish Avenue Hospital a happy 10th anniversary. Wish you all the best.
Avenue Hospital Kisumu history is built on many stories, tales of life-changing moments.
Then I was taken there, I almost died 3 times. Then I was transferred to Avenue Hospital at night.
Unforgettable patients.
From nurses, daktari, cleaners, everybody was amazing to me because they saved my life, and I appreciate them for that.
And extraordinary doctors, nurses, clinical and non-clinical staffs. Karibu Avenue Hospital, Avenue ni kwetu.
Welcome to Avenue Healthcare, the Junction branch. My name is Dr. Laura Shiundu, and I'd like to show you around. Come with me. At the triage room, we're able to check all the vital signs for our patients. We check the blood pressure, the temperatures, the weight and the height, and even calculate their BMI. We're able also to sort out our clients based on the priority, and we're also able to sort out emergencies. This is one of our consultation rooms. We have general practitioners who are on call daily, Monday to Sunday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on weekdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays, and on Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. inclusive of public holidays. This is our laboratory unit. We offer extensive services. We have invested in the state-of-the-art equipment, modern technology that ensures accuracy, efficiency, and quality. This is our well-stocked pharmacy at Avenue Healthcare, the Junction branch. We have quality medication at affordable prices. For every parent, the wellness and health of your child is very important. At Avenue Healthcare, the Junction branch, we offer pediatric services. We take care of your little one. A genuine smile comes from the heart, but a healthy smile comes from good dental care. At Avenue Healthcare, the Junction branch, we have the state-of-the-art dental unit. From teeth whitening to fixing of dental caries and root canals, we're up to the task. Interestingly, the body is capable of amazing things, but sometimes we have chronic body aches and pains that benefit from physiotherapy services. At Avenue Healthcare, the Junction branch, we will help you recover. We have a state-of-the-art X-ray machine, and we're able to offer a number of X-ray procedures. We have X-ray services daily. We offer ultrasound services daily, where we're able to assist in the antenatal care of our mothers and basic diagnosis for a number of conditions. We are offering endoscopy services, which is in suit with a recovery room for our clients. We understand the need for bringing procedures closer home, so we're able to do day cases for our clients. And once the day cases are done, they recover in the room. Once they've recuperated, they can go home. Welcome to Avenue Healthcare, the Junction branch. My name is Dr. Laura Shundu, and I'd like to show you around. Come with me. At the triage room, we're able to check all the vital signs for our patients. We check the blood pressure, the temperatures, the weight and the height, and even calculate their BMI. We're able also to sort out our clients based on the priority, and we're also able to sort out emergencies. This is one of our consultation rooms. We have general practitioners who are on call daily, Monday to Sunday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on weekdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays, and on Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. inclusive of public holidays. This is our laboratory unit. We offer extensive services. We have invested in the state-of-the-art equipment, modern technology that ensures accuracy, efficiency, and quality. This is our well-stocked pharmacy at Avenue Healthcare, the Junction branch. We have quality medication at affordable prices. For every parent, the wellness and health of your child is very important. At Avenue Healthcare, the Junction branch, we offer pediatric services. We take care of your little one. A genuine smile comes from the heart, but a healthy smile comes from good dental care. At Avenue Healthcare, the Junction branch, we have the state-of-the-art dental unit. From teeth whitening to fixing of dental caries and root canals, we're up to the task. Interestingly, the body is capable of amazing things, but sometimes we have chronic body aches and pains that benefit from physiotherapy services. At Avenue Healthcare, the Junction branch, we will help you recover. We have a state-of-the-art X-ray machine, and we're able to offer a number of X-ray procedures. We have X-ray services daily. We offer ultrasound services daily, where we're able to assist in the antenatal care of our mothers and basic diagnosis for a number of conditions. We are offering endoscopy services, which is in suit with a recovery room for our clients. We understand the need for bringing procedures closer home, so we're able to do day cases for our clients. And once the day cases are done, they recover in the room. Once they've recuperated, they can go home. Welcome to Avenue Healthcare, the Junction branch. My name is Dr. Laura Shundu.
Customer in our portfolio, and we look forward to building this relation in the future as well. Otherwise, I wish, and we also give them support for the same. Anytime they have any repairs to do, they call upon us, and we're able to provide those repairs for them. We also install their networks. We install their access control and their CCTV. Working with Avenue has been a privilege for us. It's one good customer in our portfolio, and we look forward to building this relation in the future as well. Otherwise, I wish Avenue Hospital a happy 10th anniversary. Wish you all the best. My name is Dr. Satwinder Singh Rupra. I am the founder and technical director of Sumo Computers. We have started working with Avenue in 2016, so that's about a good 7-8 years. And we supply them with all the computer hardware, and we also give them support for the same. Anytime they have any repairs to do, they call upon us and we're able to provide those repairs for them. We also install their networks, we install their access control and their CCTV. Working with Avenue has been a privilege for us. It's one good customer in our portfolio, and we look forward to building this relation in the future as well. Otherwise, I wish Avenue Hospital a happy 10th anniversary. Wish you all the best. My name is Dr. Satwinder Singh Rupra. I am the founder and technical director of Sumo Computers. We have started working with Avenue in 2016, so that's about a good 7-8 years. And we supply them with all the computer hardware, and we also give them support for the same. Anytime they have any repairs to do, they call upon us and we're able to provide those repairs for them. We also install their networks, we install their access control and their CCTV. Working with Avenue has been a privilege for us. It's one good customer in our portfolio, and we look forward to building this relation in the future as well. Otherwise,
Maybe a little bit louder, but we can hear you. So I'm going to put you on mute. We are putting the patient to sleep shortly, and then we will be getting back to you.
Wonderful. So we'll stand by for that. Okay.
Suction, you don't have suction. It's not even connected. Palikuwa anatumia kwenye nini? Saidia na hii my guest. This was too good. So engineer, we have started the case.
We are here looking at
So as you can see, I'm in position. That's the ampulla. Could we have a rope view of the hand? Yeah, so your angle is gonna be easier from here. Because most of us need to be doing this. Okay. That's what I'm saying. You should stand here. That's it. So your assignment is here to figure out how to do it.
So, Mike, do you want to tell us a bit about the patient?
Yeah, shortly. So as I get the sphincter, so this patient is a middle-aged female. She has obstructive jaundice. So she was seen at a different facility. She was seen at a different facility, and so she essentially was sent here with a stone in her distal duct. She has imaging confirming that. She has a CT scan. Her duct is around 1.4. You can see a stone in the distal duct. So the plan is to do ERCP, the sphincterotomy, and then we do a balloon flip. We have the spyglass on standby, just in case we want to do that. But we will see if we can do this without using the spy. Yeah. Gia, can you see our hands?
No, we cannot see your hands.
One of the screens that is being shared.
No, we do not have any video feed. Is it meant to come on Kennedy or your page?
It's supposed to come on. Let me make them co-host. Then they can do whatever they want on that side.
Recording in progress.
So let me pin this. And then I'm gonna add, add the pin. Okay, can you see that?
We don't have a video.
Okay, the video guys should figure it out. Are they able to make the second? Yes, there you go. You can see my hands now.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Which one would you prefer for us to highlight?
Sorry, Gia, say that again.
No, let me pin your hand position in the meantime.
So these are my hands. The scope is, my left hand is holding the scope up. My second hand will be pressing the instruments. And John is helping me with getting the sphincterotomy down the biopsy camera. It was a bit tight. So you want it. Oh, that's right. You can't go.
So for the participants, you may choose to get your chair. Either you can go to your seat or you can pull the chair to your station, whichever makes it easier for you. But most of you are surgeons.
Okay, so I'm passing the sphincter down the channel. You can see this is the elevator. That's the elevator mechanism over here with my thumb. So I have it in the closed position. And I'm passing the sphincter down. Okay, it's now at the end. I can see it. So on the screen, you can see the sphincter has appeared. So I'm going to ask John to flash. Okay, then wire. Strip. Okay, so we're stripping the wire. You can see that over here. Okay, thank you. And then I'm going to push it out a little bit. There you go. Put it back into the sphincter and then it's going to be waiting up here. Actually, let me just leave it open because we are still calibrating. Okay, so now we talked about positioning in the beginning. Flora, please come in. So watch out. I'm going to bring in the Flora. So we are putting the Flora in position.
So, Mike, you also mentioned about the position at which the accessories exit the end of the scope. Mike?
We are positioning the CM. We are positioning the CM. Screen. Picture. Okay, go down towards the feet. There. Picture. Okay, so now go towards yourself. Picture. So it's picture. Okay. Actually, if I know picture the wrong way around, you need to flip. Yes. As you can see the wrist. Flip left, right. It's upside. It's upside down. Top, bottom. Again. Left, right. Okay. No. Other way. The other way. Let's get people. Okay. So, let's. Yeah, I think keep going that way. Yeah. It's a long one. Yeah. Okay, so the screen. There you go. You flip left, right. Left, right. Down. One more. Okay, that's good. Okay, perfect. So, Max, you guys can figure out where did he go? Are you able to see? Because once you start working, like the race, so maybe you can move it. This can come here. This can come here. That's if it's a okay. Yeah, that's okay, dude. Thanks. Okay. Okay. Are you okay? Are you okay there? They keep alternating. That's the controller. Okay, so you can see that's the ampulla. Oh, it's very shiny. You guys can see that. Eh? Can you hear us?
We can see that, Mike.
There's a very tiny.
Loud and clear, Mike. We can see the ampulla.
It's very tiny.
I'm wondering how come that is at Sauti?
We bet you know. Let's see if I can use the wire.
Ninasema that utaona mmenyamazisha hata Mike. Nimenyamazisha audio ya hiyo na bado inatoa.
Okay.
It's muted na nimezima everything.
I can see some bile. It's very tiny. This, John, I think we might end up doing a quicker here. Okay, wire has gone in. Picture. Perfect. So we are in the duct. So guys, can you show them the floor image? No, that's not the TV. Oh, okay. Okay. Can you guys see the fluoro image?
Yes, we can see the floor image.
The wire is in the duct. So I've now cannulated. So there's two techniques you can do here. We can aspirate bile, demonstrate. So the camera is showing. So he's going to aspirate bile. Yeah, see? The video guys, are you able to switch feed? The hands. The hands. Okay, so you can see we've aspirated bile. So we're in the duct. Okay. Then the other technique of doing this is we're going to do a cholangiogram where we look for the stone. John, do you think we should reposition the film? Yeah. Let's have some contrast. Let's have some contrast. Okay, perfect. That bar is about that. We are very used to it. Okay, fluoro. Fluoro, perfect. Okay, good shots. I'm gonna go up a little bit. Contrast. So I'm gonna come back down. I sort of can see some debris material down here. Oh, sorry. Thank you, John. So John is reminding me to be a good endoscopist and lock my wire. Contrast. Fluoro. Switch to fluoro, please. Cameraman. Cameraman, whoever is the cameraman out there. Yes, thank you. Zoom in for them. No, I'm saying the cameraman. Yeah. Whoever is there. Okay. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Okay, so you guys can see the cholangiogram. Okay.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, so we're not seeing the tip of the stem. It's screen again, please. Picture. Give some contrast there. Picture. Okay, so that's good. Picture. Fluoro. Okay, so that's the duct. And I think I thought I could see a filling defect down there, but I'm not too sure. There's you can see that notch. There's a little gentle rounding over there. Stop contrast, and then we'll see. So we're gonna do a sphincterotomy. Yeah. Fluoro, please. Good. Fluoro. Fluoro. Out. So we are now out. Fluoro. It may be some stricture. Yeah. Okay. John, any comments?
Yeah, so there's two areas here. I think one of the biggest issues is that distally, there definitely is a narrowing. But let's see what it looks like after you do the sphincterotomy. This might be like a Moritz syndrome. I haven't seen the CT.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what that looks like on this side at the top there.
Okay.
But yeah, it'll be nice to see the cross-sectional imaging.
Okay. Perfect. So we're going to do the sphincterotomy. Then we have the power source. Patient is hooked up to grounding. Thank you. So John, you can go through the settings of the energy device down here because I can't see it. Okay. So sorry guys, you won't be able to see the tweet. Yeah. So what we've done, we've got the anomalous machine here. We've got pulse cut slow, and the energy that we're going to use pure cut, and it's at 20 at the moment. The setting here. So you'll see the pulse cut slow work now. Okay. So Paul. Okay, so I'm starting the sphincterotomy. So I'm trying to go in the 11 o'clock position, and I'm looking at the ampullary tissues. Maybe a little bit more. Are we disconnected?
No, it's fine. It's just it'll reset itself. Go ahead.
Yeah. just aspirate. Aspirate? Just get rid of some of this. Yeah, just getting in the way. Yep. Ah, perfect. Better view. Yeah. So the key thing when you're doing sphincterotomy is slow cuts and have a good view. Eh? Okay, I think any more? No. Yeah, maybe a little bit more. Okay. Can I show you?
So,
Yeah.
Mike,
So John is gonna demonstrate it, right?
sorry,
Can
sorry,
you
Mike, saying you might be taking it for granted that people understand the end point. So what's the end point of the cuts that you're making?
And you see. Wait, all the way. Huh? Okay, first go back into the bottom. And this all the way to see. All the way. Oh, right. Okay. Okay, we'll pull it right up.
Mike,
All the way out. And if it comes out, you're right at the point. So did you guys hear that? Did you hear that?
So no, it was a bit in the background. Maybe you can repeat it for us.
So let me say that again. So we're saying a tip for knowing how adequate your sphincterotomy is. So you push your catheter all the way in. You have your assistant bow. So camera, show the hands. He's bowing all the way. So once you bow all the way, you pull back like that. You can see the tongue is all the way up. And then this is going in smoothly. So we have a good sphincterotomy. Okay? Okay, fine. So go down. Okay, fine. Okay, I think we can repeat our cholangiogram and see how it looks like. Now that we've done our sphincterotomy, then we can bring the balloon in. Any other steps that anyone wants to add? Okay. Screen, please. Screen, no. Maybe the gallbladder. If it's like emergency. Yeah, stones pushing in. So, guys, we are concerned this patient has a Meritzi-like syndrome. You can see on the fluoro. Switch view to fluoro. Point it out to them. Right there, there's a bulge or a filling defect. And then the duct widens out again. Put contrast. Yeah, I mean, contrast. Fluoro, light. Okay, contrast. Yeah, so you guys can see what you're talking about. There's an area up here, right there, where we are concerned for a Meritzi type syndrome. Okay, contrast. And I'm out. So maybe that's there. But you can switch to balloon and see. Okay, so we're going to do an exchange. So for the steps of the exchange, I'm going to pull the sphincterotome back into the scope. I've locked, hand view please. I've locked the elevator. The wire is in position. And then I'm going to pull this out until you see it. Oh. So John is doing an exchange at the hands. I'm going to push in as he pulls out. There we go. And have the wire. I'm going to lock it again. Wire is out. Yeah, keep going. Exchange. Yeah, extractable. Or do you want to do a spy up now? Oh, so I think that's the what is what's the position? But let's do so. Okay. So G here, just to help you with the discussion here, we are saying because of the view of the on the fluoro, please switch to fluoro on this camera. Please put up this camera. Yes. So because of this thing here, we are concerned there's a Meritzi stop fluoro. There's a Meritzi type issue. So we are deciding, I think we can put up a spy and just have a look at that area and then decide. Okay, so we should stick to spy. Okay. So every team, please bring up spyglass. Spyglass speed on your system. Thank you. Sorry? No, it's there. You can see it already. So we are switching to spyglass now. Julia, any questions so far?
So the question we had is, I think what John alluded to, how do you know the adequacy of your sphincterotomy? But another thing is on visualization. How would you know how far to cut?
Oh, yeah. So on visualization, if you can see on the Zoom screen, the one on your left, so you see where the wear is. There's this area we call the ampullary area. So you see the duodenal sweep, and then you see if I look down, the second portion of the duodenum. So once you start your cut where the sphincterton is, I don't have the sphincterton anymore, so I can't use it to show you. But see where the guide wire is. You cut along that fold until you get to the top of this ampullary fold. Now, if you keep going, that area is usually prone to bleeding. So you have to be a bit careful. So you see with my wire, actually I'm going to lift. You can see with that, there's just a very small amount of this ampullary tissue left for us to cut. But there's a big enough sphincterotomy that we think we are comfortable doing a sweep. And the next thing is going to be introducing the spine system. Yes, so the camera, please switch to show them the spine. Every team switch room camera. No, yep. You can see that's the spy system within the box. So you can flip it around. Probably flip another one. Says spy scope over there. The bar is holding it. Then he's gonna open it, and then we'll show you. You'll see the hand view of us loading it into the scope.
So in case you have any questions here in the audience, you can tiptoe here.
Okay, so show us the room view. This other camera. Switch to the hand camera. Switch to the hand camera. Yeah, so you can see we've plugged it in here into the spy system. And then the spyglass itself looks like this. You can see the handle there. So John is gonna connect this. Or do you want to drive it? No, you do. Yeah, so we have two sergeants. It's fun. I never get to get an assistant. It's not drive it here. But I think you should maybe put it on people. Okay. I'll tell you why. Because you want to demonstrate the single operator value. Oh, okay. I think that's all this. That's a good learning point. So we're gonna show you if you're doing this on your own. Yeah? So he's gonna mount it on the scope. Yeah, it's clipped on. Plus his glove. Okay. And so the spine scope has got these controls here. You can see a big wheel, small wheel. They are the equivalent of up, down, left, right, but they're actually in an X configuration. It's not a typical cross configuration. Okay. So I'm putting my scope in a short position. Fluoro, please. Okay. That will do for now. Once we are in, what to do that was the process. Okay, so we are feeding if you show us the room view of my hands, we are about to feed in that's open. Can you keep going? Because it hasn't appeared yet. Yeah? So the other way to the other side, the other way. Yep, we back. Try it again. It's going the other. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so it's out. Okay, so if you look at our hands, we are now loading the spike. It's coming up. The spike is coming to my hands. You can see John has it. John did, since we have two Johns here. Okay, I have the spike. Please switch on the spy camera. So spy feed on the Zoom, please. Spy feed on the Zoom. Thank you. You can see the spy going through the scope. That's the view you get inside the scope. And I'm going to suction a little bit. So we're almost coming out. I'm going to reposition myself on the duodenal view. And you'll actually see the elevator mechanism. It's really cool to see the inside of the scope. Why is anything? The scope is almost out. Fluoro, please. I'm taking my wire. Okay, wire is in good position. What? Oh, the bus. Yes. Okay, so Mr. John Debar. Wire, please put in the wire.
So one of the things that you need to do here is you need to get your assistant here. Because as you push him in, it wants to push you out.
Yeah.
So you need to actually ask them to hold the same position. That's right. You're going to pull back and so just keep tension on it. Yeah. Tip of the scope. Oh, tip of the scope. Yeah. Okay. Turn your body to the side. I'm just going to show you the scope just a wee bit. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so we are in the duct pump. I'm going to switch to the spy control now. Do we have the water pump? Oh, we don't have the water pump. Okay. So, guys, we do not have the water pump. Guys, we just have having some struggles in cannulating the duct.
Just say, make sure your reels are locked.
Yep, the water locked.
Okay. And you just pull back a little bit on your spot.
On the spy.
Spot. Just a little bit. Elevator.
Elevator.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Okay.
Hello?
You get to see?
Can you hear me?
Okay. I don't think we're ready.
I can't hear that.
Yeah, we are touching it.
What you can listen to
Yes.
you cannot now the street.
There we go. Okay, we're in the duct now. So you noticed we struggled a little bit to cannulate. So I'm driving with the spy system. I remove the wire. No, let's go out, which is quick lower. Yeah, we are going up the duct. Okay. And you guys can see a stone. Eh? Oh, it's just a duct. We're going to remove the wire now.
So can we just stop for a second?
We're going to suction and remove contrast. So suction. So you guys can see the oily stuff on the film. That is contrast. Okay, Mike, can you hear us from here now? Yes. Okay, Mike, can you hear? Okay, Mike. You may have two devices on over there. I think you guys can figure out the echo. So we are suctioning the duct now to remove, and you can see some bit of blood with the suctioning. Can you see that? Fluoro, please. Let's see how high up we are. Oh yeah, we are at the confluence. Okay, okay. Obscures our view. Suction. Yeah, exactly. So Okay, we are suctioning, and then you guys are gonna get to the pump again. Huh? So we are suctioning the duct. Picture. Yeah, so we're getting rid of the contrast. Inspect a bit in there. Just yes. So we're just saying that the contrast changes your view. You can see it looks oily. So if you have a lot of contrast in there, it makes it hard to visualize the actual native duct. Huh? Fluoro. Okay, we're almost there. So we're just clearing all the contrast from, you can see on the cholangiogram. Sorry?
So the aim when you have taken out all the contrast as evidence.
We want to improve our visualization of the duct because the contrast makes it a little bit oily. Much better. Okay. So we are gonna go back to our installation and then finish our inspection. Flora, please. Okay, perfect. That's a good view. Yes, you guys can see that. That's a very good view. So I'm gonna drive the cholangioscope backwards. You can see that.
Sorry, Mike, we don't have the cholangioscope feed. Now
it's being put after. Yep. Don't worry. And the picture, yes. Flora, please. Okay, good. So we are looking for any suspicious lesions in the duct. John, are you seeing anything? Yeah. So far, nothing. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Picture. We are almost at the area where we saw the Meritzi type P. Yeah? Nothing there. Very good view. Nothing there. Picture. So we're getting closer to the end. I'm going to put up the wire. Put up the wire, please. Open the. She was my mind. Pushing the wire. Oh, it's going in. Can you guys see the wire going in? Switch to spyglass view on the feed. Spyglass.
The wire.
Okay. I'm going to ask John to push it up because I'm struggling a little bit to maintain my control. Please push up.
Where are the bubbles coming from?
Which bubbles? Those are bubbles in the duct. The others are in the duodenoscope. And you can see there is some.
Noted.
Picture. Okay, so the wire is in position. So I think we'll exchange and do the balloon. Yeah. Oh, there's no stone left. Actually, let me finish the cholangioscope. Unless if we think there's anything hidden beyond it. Interesting that we don't see a cystic duct. Oh, yes, that's right. So I'm gonna go up. That's a good point to water. Unless if it's occluded by the stone. It's possible that they have a pipe. It's one thing. Coming out. And we are in the scope. So I'm gonna switch to duodenoscope view. Reposition. There we go. Okay, so I'm removing the cholangioscope now. Yeah. So could you suction the it's okay, we are out. Close the elevator. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's coming out actually. Pushing. Wait. So we are salvaging our wire position. Elevator is on there. Okay. Keep going. Keep going. So we are pulling out the spyglass. Pushing wire, pushing wire. Okay, spy is out. Spy is, I'm locking the wire. Okay, go ahead. Okay, the spy is out. Okay. So I think this procedure is done. Fluoro. Yeah, this is a good view. Switch to fluoro view in the room. Room cameras. You can see it. Yeah, so that's a nice shot position. Wire is in the duct. So what on basket? I don't mean we don't need to do this. Sweep. Okay. So we are done. I will suction and then we finish. Gia, any questions? We can do Q&A.
Questions, as I said, from the participants, you can keep.
Sorry?
I'm asking whether there are any questions.
Oh, from our side, no.
No, I'm asking my participants.
Asking them.
I don't seem to have any questions.
Okay, so
your hands-on work.
Yeah, so you guys can do hands-on. We will be setting up the next
job,
case.
team. Let us know when.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
I have a question. No, wait,
you have a question?
Wait, Mike.
Yes, I'm here.
A question from Prof.
Okay, go ahead. I think in here you'll have to relay the question because we are not capturing it.
Oh, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, Prof. I can hear you. Go ahead.
No, just asking about the specifics for your spyglass.
Sorry, we didn't hear that. Maybe Gia, you can capture it and relate.
The specifics for the spyglass. Is it the laser or the spyglass? The specifics for the spyglass. Can you hear me?
Yes, Gia.
So what the question that is being asked is, what are the specifications of the spyglass system that we are using?
What are the
specifications?
Oh, specifications. So the word you want to go through that.
Yeah, so it's it's exact same system that I put up on my presentation. It's a Spy DS2. It's a full HD camera. The CMSO sensor is on the tip of the actual spy scope. The working channel is 1.2 millimeters. It's got a light source on both sides and 2 irrigation ports on each side. And as you saw, the visualization within the ducts was absolutely amazing. I'm not sure what else the audience would like to know. The first one we actually have here is a Discover, and that's the 45 centimeters one. We didn't open it, but this is a proper full-length Spy DS.
Okay, thank you. So we are reversing the patient on this side. Any other questions?
So I think that works very well.
That again?
Mike, I don't think we have any further questions here.
Okay. Yeah, so I think you can do the hands-on stations as... Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Mike. We'll be back to you guys soon.
Thank you. See you shortly. Bye-bye.
Recording stopped.
My name is Ruth Aworotieno. I'm a retired nurse, having worked with Avenue Healthcare for 21 years. I started working with Avenue Healthcare in the year 2001 as a Kenya certificate nurse in Parklands. And after 5 years, the hospital saw my capability and took me to Aga Khan University, where I was able to do my high diploma in nursing for 2 years, courtesy of Avenue Hospital. Avenue has been my home since then. I worked there for now 21 years, then transferred to Avenue Kisumu for 1 year before I retired. Even though I worked in Avenue for 21 years, I felt that I'd actually worked over 30 years. I worked entirely in the whole hospital because the Avenue gave us opportunity to work everywhere. Avenue took care of us, like when I was in Parkland. We were very smart. The management was very friendly to us. End of the year, we could even evaluate managers. Whether you are a cleaner, you are a doctor, you are a nurse, you are to respect everyone. At Avenue, customer is the king. You give customer your best. Whatever we were practicing in Nairobi is the same that was being practiced here, where respect was mandatory, where patient was the priority. Having worked in Parklands for 20 years, I felt that I'm now aging. I need to give space to the younger nurses. Whenever I tell people I worked in Avenue, I'm very respected in the community. Avenue will forever remain in my mind because that's where I've grown. It has made me to be what I am today. That's where my morals were nurtured as a nurse. Now that they are celebrating 10th year anniversary, long live Avenue. We know that you are going places. I'm so happy to be associated with Avenue Hospital. My name is Ruth Aworotieno. I'm a retired nurse, having worked with Avenue Healthcare for 21 years. I started working with Avenue Healthcare in the year 2001 as a Kenya certificate nurse in Parklands. And after 5 years, the hospital saw my capability and took me to Aga Khan University, where I was able to do my high diploma in nursing for 2 years, courtesy of Avenue Hospital. Avenue has been my home since then. I worked there for now 21 years, then transferred to Avenue Kisumu for 1 year before I retired. Even though I worked in Avenue for 21 years, I felt that I'd actually worked over 30 years. I worked entirely in the whole hospital because the Avenue gave us opportunity to work everywhere. Avenue took care of us, like when I was in Parkland. We were very smart. The management was very friendly to us. End of the year, we could even evaluate managers. Whether you are a cleaner, you are a doctor, you are a nurse, you are to respect everyone. At Avenue, customer is the king. You give customer your best. Whatever we were practicing in Nairobi is the same that was being practiced here, where respect was mandatory, where patient was the priority. Having worked in Parklands for 20 years, I felt that I'm now aging. I need to give space to the younger nurses. Whenever I tell people I worked in Avenue, I'm very respected in the community. Avenue will forever remain in my mind because that's where I've grown. It has made me to be what I am today. That's where my morals were nurtured as a nurse. Now that they are celebrating 10th year anniversary, long live Avenue. We know that you are going places. I'm so happy to be associated with Avenue Hospital. names are Ruth Aworotieno. I'm a retired nurse, having worked with Avenue Healthcare for 21 years. I started working with Avenue Healthcare in the year 2001 as a Kenya certificate nurse in Parklands. And after 5 years, the hospital saw my capability and took me to Aga Khan University, where I was able to do my high diploma in nursing for 2 years, courtesy of Avenue Hospital. Avenue has been my home since then. I worked there for now 21 years, then transferred to Avenue Kisumu for 1 year before I retired. Even though I worked in Avenue for 21 years, I felt that I'd actually worked over 30 years. I worked entirely in the whole hospital because the Avenue gave us opportunity to work everywhere. Avenue took care of us, like when I was in Parkland. We were very smart. The management was very friendly to us. End of the year, we could even evaluate managers. Whether you are a cleaner, you are a doctor, you are a nurse, you are to respect everyone. At Avenue, customer is the king. You give customer your best. Whatever we were practicing in Nairobi is the same that was being practiced here, where respect was mandatory, where patient was the priority. Having worked in Parklands for 20 years, I felt that I'm now aging. I need to give space to the younger nurses. Whenever I tell people I worked in Avenue, I'm very respected in the community. Avenue will forever remain in my mind because that's where I've grown. It has made me to be what I am today. That's where my morals were nurtured as a nurse. Now that they are celebrating 10th year anniversary, long live Avenue. We know that you are going places. I'm so happy to be associated with Avenue Hospital.
A genuine smile comes from the heart, but a healthy smile comes from good dental care. At Avenue Healthcare, the Junction branch, we have the state-of-the-art dental unit. From teeth whitening to fixing of dental caries and root canals, we're up to the task. Interestingly, the body is capable of amazing things, but
Recording in progress.
Okay, so Jiggy, we are done with timeouts. Yeah, clear. So Flora, you can get into position, and then I'll be passing the scope down. Then you have some clean light. This one has net.
So we still have the poster.
Yeah, we'll be putting you on shortly. Don't worry.
Okay.
You can click on the remove video. I mean, start the video. The other side. The other side. Start. Yep. Right. Jihad, do you have the image? I don't have suction.
So we do have the image, yes. Which do you want us to have go live on Kijani or on Avenue Gastro?
You should be live on Kijani.
Okay.
Yep.
So why is it refusing?
Okay, so guys, I know the first RCP we did not go through any of these steps, but you can see I am actually at the pylorus. I'm in the duodenum. In the second portion, I'm shortening the scope. We are in position. Okay, so that took less than 40 seconds. I'm in very short position. So fluoro. Yes, yeah. So we need to now do the same thing for finding the tip. John, we can have the screenshot up. Yep.
So for the participants, we are now at the ampulla. We want to cannulate. For those of you who've already done the ERCP cannulation station, this is what we were talking about, and we're having the sphincterotome to be availed as well.
Okay. Yeah, so we are getting the fluoro image in view. I don't know if you guys can see the fluoro on your side.
Now we have, yes, we can see.
Got the fluoro image. Okay, thank you. Yeah. But over here, I can't see if you are seeing it. So if you guys can see it, I'm happy.
Zoom. Avenue Gastro, you can zoom.
It's literal. Okay, let's have the up. All right. Oh, we're still upside down here. Upside down here. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. So I think we are in good position. I'm going to pass the sphincter thumb down. And you can see we are in very good short position.
Yes, we are happy we are able to appreciate the short position of the fluoro as well.
Okay, so I'm passing the sphincter tone down. You can show my hands. Maybe John, you can help me.
So for the participants, you can note, have a look at how Dr. Mwachiro is handling his scope. Even with the assistant, remember what was discussed in the morning about having control of your own guide wire. So it's important also to see how Dr. Mwachiro manages to achieve that. So John does assist him with threading the guide wire through, but ultimately the control is with the endoscopist.
Yep. So we are in very stable position, and you can see the ampulla there. John is putting the wire in. Then I help him until he has a third hand. And so to do endoscopy, you need 3 hands. Yeah, see? Yeah. So John has 3 hands now. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, so he's gonna put saline or contrast glue. Saline, okay, good. Push the wire. So preloading your sphincter tone with the saline helps with the wire gliding through smoothly.
So for all the surgeons here, you see the importance of ensuring that when you come for this training, you budget to have a member of your team as well come for similar training. Tomorrow we have a session for the nurses and the surgical tech. It's something that we are trying to build into so that we are building teams, not you going back home and struggling, trying to explain every step to team members who do not have an understanding.
Show please. And you can see the fluoro image. I don't know if you can
switch it from,
okay,
from your hands
media. Can you show them the fluoro image, please? We are already in the duct. So all I'm doing is making fine movements. So again, RCP positioning. So making very fine movements. I'm locking my controls now. And then now John and I can work on getting some cholangiogram images up here. So he's gonna aspirate again, technique. So we have bile. I don't know if you can show them our hands. Can you see our hands? There's bile in here. Yeah, so you can see there's bile in here. So even if we didn't have fluoro, we know we are in the right spot. So now we're gonna, so this lady, just to give you all the story, she's middle-aged. She came to see us because she had this abdominal pain that was recurrent. She had some workup done with imaging, and the first image suggested a common hepatic duct stricture extending to the left intrahepatic portion. We repeated the MRI and it showed the same thing. So there's some concern for whether there's a malignancy or so it's determinate stricture. So for this case, we are going to be doing cholangioscopy immediately after this. So I don't think we should do a cholangiograph. Then we can just take a short test. Okay. Contrast. What? What? Okay. Do you have a contrast? Come on. Okay, so we'll be doing the contrast shot. So G, I'm just making minor adjustments on my position to make sure the scope is stable. And if you get a good position like now, I'm not even holding the scope. Contrast, fluoro. Okay, please. Oh, I'm actually reading that. Good.
For the purposes of the audience, so what when you say a good position, what exactly are you alluding to?
So I'm meaning a position where the scope is stable. So by stable, I mean if I let go of the scope, it's not rolling back. Yeah? Where are the cystic ducts? I can go further in. Contrast. Close, please. Where are we? Okay. Oh, there you go. Contrast. Okay, so now you can see the intrahepatic portions. Contrast. Okay, interesting. So one duct isn't filling all the way.
Repeat that for us, please.
So John, because I can't. I was trying to do this from here. Maybe you can go over because you can point on the screen. John B. Just with the anatomy.
Yeah, so you can see here, this fall that's extremely thin. And there was filling immediately of the old matter, which implies probably a structure there. But what it looks like means is complete peripheral pruning of all of the biliary ducts here. And you can see that it looks like there's actually more than one stricture here. You can see this duct is extremely small. Just depending on the right there. The anterior is dilated and there's not much. The segment 2 branch of going up here is completely thinned down.
Yeah,
so one inspection for TSC.
TSC, yes. So there's a concern for primary sclerosing cholangitis. So we'll be a little bit judicious in the contrast also. And you don't fill up all this kind of that. Absolutely. And then I'm gonna pull back. So I think at this point you can do the sphincterotomy and then put the stylus up. You have a yeah. Okay.
Participants here, allow me to just highlight what we see is a cholangiogram that shows a thin common tract and then a bit of ballooning of the intrahepatic segments. And then a bit more proximal, we also have additional thinning segments, which is concerning for PSC, sclerosing cholangitis. Yes.
Okay, Bo.
For the participants, I'd like to remind us, please give us your feedback. We value your feedback. We can correct as soon as tomorrow, whatever you tell us to correct.
So, Gina, I'm doing the sphincterotomy.
Please proceed. Do we have a pulse system or do we just have to step and release?
It's pulsed. So it's from slow pulse, it's from Olympus. What's it?
Our partners from Olympus have assisted us with a pulse, slow system, and we are grateful.
I'm just doing cautious cuts.
And as well, so for the participants, you see where Dr. Mochiro has reached in terms of the end of his sphincterotomy, the landmarks that we are talking about. We still have just a sliver of ampullary tissue that's left. So we are not going beyond the ampullary fold. As much as we are surgeons and we know that we can deal with a perforation.
Okay, so we're going to do the exchange procedure?
Yeah, we are exchanging now.
I should note it. That's all. Okay, so if you see our hands, we are pulling the catheter out. Yep, and John will take over and do. Some people call it thumb to thumb. It depends where you went to school. Yeah, but it works. Okay, so we're gonna switch to spine. So John, gonna do this. Okay, so we'll start it and then John will take over.
So media team, yes.
We are getting to spine.
Could you
please switch the feet to the spine?
I would want the team, the attendants, to be able to see how the spine system is attached
to the scope.
Oh,
if that's
okay.
possible.
Okay, so switch to hand view. Yeah, so we're going to show you how we are touching it. Hand view.
Just make sure you're not tangled. So the first thing is just make sure you're not tangled because you've got a lot of wires. And you just got to make sure that everything works out okay. Second thing is you can put it in a number of areas, but I generally like it just below where my working channel is or where my wire straps on. And it's quite straightforward actually. It hooks on like this. And you can see here, I don't know if they can see the hand view, but it like literally just snaps on. Literally just snaps onto the shaft of the skirt. And that's it.
Yeah, that's it. So the spy scope is in position. And then you're going to feed the wire and connect the spy feed. So you're going to get a signal. Switch to spy. Junior, do you have a feed on the spy?
Yes, we have feed on the spine.
Thank you. Yeah, the data is closed. Wait, this is okay. So we are feeding the wire and it don't turn it again. Turn the English. Yep, very good. Okay, so the spy system is coming down. I have it for minutes. Okay, the wire. Okay, the spy is in the camera. What happened to the box? So you guys can see the spy moving along down the shaft. And I can suction to clear out the channel. And then I'll wait for John to be comfortable here. And we just had a loop we are undoing on the spy. Okay. So I have the elevator locked, and usually once you get down there, you see the elevator. You see that's the elevator mechanism. This is a cool view. So once I open the elevator, and then this guy pull out the wire, pull back. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm gonna go short here. And we are in the ducts.
So we have intubated the duct, not really intubated, but we've gone with the scope into the duct.
Yeah. Good. Okay, so we're in the duct. I'm getting my scope in a stable position, the duodenal scope. And then now I am actually, let me wait for the irrigation. So we are now doing cholangioscopy. Okay. Antibiotics. Yeah. We are just cross-checking. We are doing paranoid. Contrast, anti-contrast. So we are noticing that we keep trying to fall out with the duodenoscope. So that's what I'm correcting. And then, John, this feels tight. Eh? It is tight. This is interesting. It's dilated. And this fits in with the MRCP. Because they say common hepatic. I think they're just shy of the common. That's the cystic duct you can see there. And the gallbladder. You want to have a pee? Sure, yes.
So I think half the problem here is that you actually fighting against the very tight system.
Yes.
So that's why you feel like you're going to fall off the whole time. So
notice on the screen we are repositioning the scope a little bit. But the duct looks narrow, even before you push up.
very tight.
It's very tight.
Very tight. No. Even it's been this big shot screen.
No.
You can see behind the strokes.
Yeah.
Don't have a bit more. But yeah. If we want to get into the intrahepatic ducts, do you have a hurricane blade?
On what price?
6x4.
Indian hurricane.
So for the participants, if you can look at one of the feeds that at 12 o'clock, you will notice just how much we are pushing against the mucosa.
100%. Well, that's a sphincterotomy. It's one of the flaps of the sphincterotomy that you see. The sphincterotomy is taken at right up to 12 o'clock. So as I'm moving between, you just see the flaps of the sphincter. That's not dissecting. It's literally the flaps of the sphincterotomy on either side. But what you can see here is that the strain on the spyglass image of trying to get a bit higher, and you can see it's too tight for us to get across. So I think the key here would be to dilate a little bit more. There's a cystic duct, the entrance to the cystic duct, right, you can see right at that point. So yeah, there you go. There's a cystic duct entrance. So you can see at this point in time there are multiple strictures, and this entire duct is completely abnormal. So I'm actually going to come out, and we're going to try and dilate this area. We have a
This gives us a fee. Thank you for giving us credit. Very helpful. So, Mike, you want to tell us? I see we are attempting to slip in a guide wire again.
Yeah. So we are recalculating the wire came out.
Okay. Let me ask a new big question. So if the ampulla is already open, why can't we just go in straight with the scope?
Yes, you can, but we need to dilate the stricture. Once we need to dilate the stricture to get the scope up. The scope is stopping at the level of the stricture, and we can't get up into the intrahepatic component. So yes, you can put the scope straight up through the ERCP scope, but that's the point is we want to dilate the biliary system so that we can get the spy scope high.
Wonderful. Okay, we're aligned.
So we're going to have a bit of a wait here because we need a dilatation balloon, biliary dilatation balloon, and there isn't one available in theatre at the moment. On Are there any other questions that we can deal with at the moment?
Any questions from the participants? Any question? It's okay, you can swallow your snack and then ask the question. Don't feel embarrassed. So John, we don't have any questions. I think guys are pretty much aligned to what you're doing.
Right. So one of the important things to see is the inside of that bile duct in comparison to the bile ducts previously. They were almost like little ulcers. It was almost like a snake skin appearance as you're going all the way up that bile duct. So the cholangiogram confirmed or highly suggestive of PAC, but the cholangiographic visualization is also very, very, very suggestive. It's almost through the entire biliary tree that you've got this fibrosis and sclerosing picture. Maybe I can ask the gurus, how common is PSC in Kenya?
For those, who do you have on your side, John? So John, the gurus are having snacks.
Say that again.
No, I'm looking for the gurus.
Oh, right. Anybody that can tell us anything. It's quite rare in South Africa. We do have quite a few patients, but I probably see about maybe 10 a year maximum in my own practice. It's not as common as it is in the Nordic regions.
I have a number for you. So we have a report. It's quite uncommon.
Right.
Prof. Rajula has 4 patients over the past 8 years.
Wow. Yeah. And you guys have liver transplant out here?
Liver transplant is work in progress. I don't think we've set it up.
Right. Yes, wonderful. So, you have the heart. The banco connecta si the banco. You want the banco to carry the banco to banco. You better put but everything for free. Yes, it's so they're going to show feel no that it not know. Four scenes today. Same thing is quite long. But quite long for this. You want a 6. Yeah, because we are getting up to 2 intrahepatic dose. That's not all. We can try. At least to get me after the high. So just in case you didn't know what's happening, we've got a single dilatation balloon. It's 10 by 4, which is quite large for what we need to be doing. But we're going to try it anyway because that's all we have at the moment. And we're just waiting for a handheld sort of inflation device, just so that we can judge the atmospheres and get the correct sort of level of dilatation.
Thank you. Thank you for the update, John.
Maybe I can get some feedback on the stations. How are the stations today?
So let's see if I can get feedback from participants. Okay, so we have some feedback. This was quite engaging. I think I really enjoyed. I especially enjoyed the colonoscopy station. At least for junior doctors, I think it makes a bit more sense. The rest was fun to watch. I'm looking forward to coming back tomorrow to try something. So the ones that we have there, John, are engaging and fun to watch. Let me get from another cohort. I'd just like to thank Avenue and all the people in the organization for today's workshop. I think we've had a splendid time to train on different skills. I particularly enjoyed the Endoscopy. Yeah, that was session number 2. Yes. Session number 1. Yes, I think it was.
Screen, please. Screen, please. Keep screening. So again.
It was 10, I think we did 10, we got also a chance to use the spyglass. So that was a really nice experience, and we look forward to much more. The cases as well, I think that has also been great to see the different cases that have come through. We look forward to much more.
Please.
Thank you. So, John, the other feedback we have is that the stations were great.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm sorry I wasn't there.
We missed you too, John.
So what you can see here is be careful what guide wires you use. We've got if they screen for me now, screen please. What you can see is I'm going to push the guide wire up, and as it comes up, you see it's got a left angulation. So this is a left angled guide wire, so it's naturally going to always select the left side. So it's quite important that you understand that. So we've got a straighter tip on the other side, which we might have to flip over at some point, but we're in a good position. You can see that the dilatation balloon I'm going to take to the hilum. I'm not going to go intrahepatic right now. I'm just going to take it to the level of the hilum and then just waiting for the insufflation device.
Great. So for the non-ERCPers, it does mean that, remember, there is a right angle and a left angle guide wire, if I understand John well.
No, there's a left and a straight tip. I suppose you can get a specific right angled. I haven't used it. I haven't seen it before. But the two commonest is a straight tip. The length of the straight tip might be 5 centimeter and 10 centimeter in terms of the hydrophilic portion. And then the hydrophilic portion on the left tip selectively can sort of preferentially selects the left duct. Okay, we have our insufflation device. Maybe we can show the guys. This is an insufflation device, and it's made by Boston. This way. It's an insufflation device.
To your left, John.
To the left.
Camera to your left. Okay.
Camera
to
to the left.
Now they
So
are
that's
switched.
okay. Yeah.
There.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So we look at the atmospheres to appreciate how high should we go with the dilatation balloons. Generally, I don't go higher than 11 atmospheres here. Right. So we're just going to fill it up with some contrast. Thank you. So we're going to go really gentle here because this is going to be a very tight stricture. And this is a very, very big balloon for the type of stricture that we're dealing with.
So as you've explained, I think John is filling it up with contrast, is it?
That's correct, yeah. He's filling it up with contrast. I think it's going to be neat contrast. Some people do water the contrast down. But I think in this case, we'll probably have it as neat as possible. Just the way John likes to drink his whiskey.
We can tell.
All right.
Thank you for the room feed. I think it just emphasizes to our participants just how important it is to have your team members understanding what you need to have done. I can only imagine if you had to go and prime the pump yourself, who would be holding the duodenoscope position. So for the delegates, you must put this into context in the units that you're working.
Close your arm. Close your arm. No, put your arm down. Yes. Now you've got two hands.
If you haven't done ERCP, the closest idea you might have is, imagine if you're doing laparoscopy and you have to go and adjust the camera, then go back to using the instruments, go back to the camera. That's as close as it gets.
Keep going.
So what is John doing?
So John is actually now creating pressure within the insufflation device. We're sitting at 2 atmospheres at the moment, and we're trying to see when the contrast, you'll see the balloon start to fill. It's starting to get some contrast here, as we can see the fluoro image, and he's going to go up very gently. So this is the, let's switch to,
so switch to fluoro.
Switch to fluoro. Oh, that's not. Don't do. All that there. Yeah. You can now. What's happened is that we've got some contrast in the top of the balloon.
So can you fix the code?
Sorry, we don't have fluoro.
Yeah.
Okay, it's coming now.
Coming. You're waiting for them to show us. Hello, video guys.
So we have fluoro up now, yes?
Okay, forward on. So you can see we've inflated the balloon, and you can see how big the balloon actually is.
That's a balloon, yeah? And it's
Yes.
quite big. Okay. Thank you.
Spin this. But now we can feel it's pretty tight at this point, just behind the scope. Okay,
So we're dilating the a little bit. You guys can see the balloon narrowing down. Yeah.
behind the scope.
Behind the scope. Right here.
Yes, we can
So now
see
you
that.
Yeah. Let's just hold it for a second. Good, please screen. Go up, sprint this. I'm going to try and show you behind the scope now. Just by manipulating my
You
scope.
can see that we are showing you behind the scope. Right?
I want to go back to the
Yes.
normal position. Screen. Okay, so you can see the differences in the cholangiogram. You can see how tight this actually is. It's absolutely tight. We're on 2 atmospheres. Go up a little bit more.
So in terms of the pressures, what guidelines do you work with in terms of, is there a minimum, a maximum?
In terms of pressure or atmospheres,
Yes.
you can see how it's starting to open. We're going to get bleeding though now. So once you start breaking this fibrous sort of strictures within this duct, you're going to get bleeding, which we will tolerate to an extent. Screen, please. The maximum that we should go to on this balloon shouldn't be more than 11. Occasionally we do go higher, but the balloon often pops.
Very aligned. So you mentioned about
appreciate the balloon. That's the balloon here.
Yes.
We're dilating the common hepatic, common bile duct area now.
And you can see where Dr. Machero is getting stuck. Keep screening. Yeah. Just there. Yeah. At the bottom there, you can see the narrowing or the wasting. Yeah. So sometimes patients invert you, and in this case, because we don't have the correct size of the balloon, I think we must just be patient and we must just go very slow. Yeah. Really?
So again, for those who might not be aware about what movements are you doing when you say you are dilating? Is it that you're pulling back on the balloon? Is it that as you increase pressure, the area that is dilating lengthens and increases in size?
All we're doing is injecting the pressure that I'm speaking about is all inside the balloon, and we're dilating the stricture within the biliary system. The movements of the scope was to try and give you a better view of what's happening behind the scope. That's all that really was, just to give you an idea of what's happening behind the scope. Screen, please.
Okay.
Can you follow us down?
Slow down. Right?
Okay. Beautiful. Okay, putting up. Now you can see we're just below the scope, and we're below the duodenum because the scope's in the duodenum there. So it goes through the stomach and into the duodenum. So this is all distal bile duct.
So this is what we mean, yeah? What that description is giving you, because stomach is up here, the scope comes into the duodenum. They're now below the scope. So that's our reference point.
Okay.
screen, please. We're going to watch now what happens as we go up with the balloon. Okay, look at the multiple structures.
Sure. Can you guys see that? There's one here. There's another one. So there's multiple areas
Of structuring, yes, we can see that. Multiple ways.
Yeah. I see that.
Great. Okay. Balloon job. Good job.
So we are moving the balloon down. I hope you can appreciate we are moving the balloon down. So this is the duodenum, and the balloon is moving down. So we'll be serially dilating the strictures on the top. You can see on the floor, there's a marker here. There's a marker here. It helps you to know where your balloon is.
Wonderful.
Now, balloon, the bottom end of the balloon is actually in the duodenum.
You can see that?
Sure, you'll
Yes,
see
we
it
can.
come up. Yeah.
You can see it dilating, yes.
Excellent. Let's get the fluoroscopy.
So,
Yep. Nice. You see a structure. Take a picture.
yeah, same now.
You can see how it's actually pushing the balloon out of the duct. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Right. Hold on. Come to that in the endoscopy. Yeah. Save that. Okay, so we're going to try again with the spyglass just to see what it looks like up there. There may be a lot of bleeding now, so might not be the best time. What I want to say though is this does not, because we've got a diagnosis of PAC, this does not exclude cholangiocarcinoma. And the truth is that 30% of patients with PAC will develop cholangiocarcinoma and will die from cholangiocarcinoma. So this is going to be a really uphill battle for this lady.
So you can watch on the endoscopic image, we are dropping the balloon down. So John is aspirating or suctioning of the balloon.
As he sucks, I pull back. So it allows us to sort of get that contrast a bit under pressure so that we can actually take it out a bit quicker. But don't be surprised when you start to see the bleeding now and the trauma that's there. Okay? That's quite usual. So that's it.
Would there be any bleeding that would be concerning, that would require a change in strategy?
Sometimes it's very scary. It can pull out here. And sometimes it pulls so much that you're not sure. Everything's magnified, but sometimes you're not sure. Have you ruptured into the hepatic artery? Have you ruptured into a vein or a portal vein, a branch of the portal vein? It's really scary sometimes, especially when you're using the wrong balloons. So, I think we've got a patient here who desperately needs a bit of help. So I think we're prepared to push on just very carefully though.
So we are switching to spy. Let's have the spy feed.
So the thing about these ducts is despite us dilating in the initial phases, they may still be very, very tight. And the British guidelines recommend that you repeated dilate these guys and balloon dilate them to revolve the ducts.
So that's redilation within the same session or a different session?
At different sessions. Repeated at different sessions. Okay, so spine is coming down and coming.
Okay, so we are going down the spine, the channel, the spine.
So this is where John's going to have to do a lot of work, because if we have an irrigation pump, it makes it a lot easier to see. But now we're going to have him doing some serious work. Sorry.
So there's an elevator mechanism.
So you can see now what I'm going to do to get in is I'm going to get as close as possible. Then I'm going to shorten the scope a little bit. And as I shorten the scope, I try to prevent myself from clinging onto that posterior wall.
And for me, then I'm really just going to come in for you. Just short part.
Yeah. And now the nice thing is that I can actually get some irrigation. And because I'm over a wire, it's almost like placing a skate. So now I can feel it's much smoother, much easier to get right up there. And you can see where we're going now. It's very similar to the one picture. Now you can see how easy it is to lose position, but you can see the trauma that we've caused on the inside by dilating, which you often don't get to see.
And the one is turned up.
Still press the screen.
Flora.
So
Does it move up? Flora.
you can see how high we've gone now.
What's the move up? What's the head?
Yes, it advanced much further. Boxing.
Right. So that's where we got stuck the last time. We saw that little branch. Now we've met, well, actually, that's where we got stuck.
Yes.
That's where we got stuck. So you can see how much higher we've gone. And this is probably the posterior sacral duct coming into view there, taking off fairly early. I'm going to remove the guide wire now because I'm going to show you selective cannulation. And we're going to find where we want to go. So keep injecting, please. And you can see the trauma caused here by the dilatation balloon. But you can see how
Mediative can also just emphasize the spy image.
Sorry, it's coming.
It's very tiny on the screen. I'm going to make it larger.
So it's all right. So what we can see here is that, I mean, you can see the amount of scarring on this duct. It's stuff that you've never seen before. This on the other side is a little bit of trauma from the balloon dilatation. Now I'm going to go a little bit higher and selectively cannulate this duct here. And you can see the movement. Just watch yourself in the duodenum that you don't fall out while you're trying to push the spine scrotum upward to the ducts. Now let's do flora. So if you have a look at the flora, you can see where we've got. Now this is a dilated area. Now we've already hit the intrahepatic sort of section. So now I'm going to try and see, and you can see how this is completely scarred now. That was that bulb that we saw where the contrast accumulated, and you can hardly see any branches coming out.
Let me highlight that. Delegates, you can center it for us, John. So for the delegates, you can see just how much scarring is there within that duct segment. It's almost completely obliterated. That is in keeping with our primary sclerosing cholangitis picture.
That's a tiny. So this was a tiny duct that we saw moving off to the left that was filling with contrast. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a classic endoscopic view of PAC. So it doesn't, tumors don't look like this. This is definitely PAC. It's throughout the entire biliary system. So yeah, it's a pity for this young lady. Yeah. So here's another branch at the bottom here. Now the thing about this is that it's so small, so to get in here would be quite difficult. And so the way to actually do that, or you take a guide wire out. Yeah. Sometimes you can do this, and this is where. Can I have the straight side? Right? Yeah. This is the straight side. No problem. We now have a right tip, straight tip. It happens. It happens. All right.
So where is coming down?
And you can see, even just by looking at this, what you're going to see here is that this guide wire will just curl straight back at us in this area here. So we're going to try and selectively cannulate this. Here you go. I've selectively cannulated this this duct. So now let's get fluoroscopy. Yeah, let's keep screening. Right, stay right. You can see here is it's just exactly what we said was going to happen. So she's got complete peripheral pruning. What I think we should demonstrate though is a spy bite of this area.
Okay.
And just to show the delegates how you can do the biopsy. Okay, if you'd like.
Yeah.
Yes, it is possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a biopsy.
Take a guideline out.
Okay.
So what John and Mike are about to demonstrate is.
Yeah, sorry, say it again.
I'm highlighting to the delegates that you're going to demonstrate part of the advantages of being able now to get a biopsy from a very targeted site, something that
Yes.
without a laryngoscope would have been a challenge. So let us see how that biopsy forceps gets applied, advanced, and takes the bite.
Can I just talk through this if that's okay? Can we get a fluoroscopic image?
Switch to the floor image.
And you can see my hand, right? So you can imagine this biopsy forceps, which is extremely thin, coming around this bend, navigating the elevator, trying to wiggle its way up this bile duct. And it can be very challenging. Okay, so I'm going to try and show you one or two tips and tricks that I've learned over the years.
Okay, so where's the hand view? There you go. So this is the spine biopsy. Are you on home view? Home view?
So yes.
Yeah, so this is a spy bite marks. It's 1.2 mm and it's 286 centimeters long. So we're gonna just open it up. It's opening diameter for the jaw is 1, but opening length is not a bit more accurate. So I'm opening this up right now. Not being elegant about, just gonna get it out of the box. And then we're gonna pass it down. Yeah, and Boston has a nice booklet for you if you wanna read up all the stuff.
We would hope that you read up on the stuff before you open the box in front of the patient.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen this at the cholangioscopy station.
Yeah, it's very tiny. So it's very, very tiny.
On top, I think there must be one more, right? Yeah, otherwise, we must take this back for it steady.
Yes, it's going into the channel.
Same channel that the guide wire came out of. Okay. Goes down the same channel.
So switch to cholangioscopy view.
Oh. Yeah, sorry.
Right.
So, like, often when I get stuck, I ask, like, now I'm starting to feel resistance. So if you give us a little bit of screening, please. You can see I'm getting stuck probably at the elevator. At the elevator, so it's not out yet, okay? So one of the ways to circumnavigate that is to pull back, to then advance it a little bit more. And then it's now going through. And there it arrives. So I was struggling at the elevator, but now I have it. So now you can see me. I'm deep in the duct.
Wait for them.
Okay.
These guys are with me. It's on. So you know, so I do it's good time.
So now I'm deep in the duct. Here comes a spy out. This is Material 101. And then we're going to open.
Okay.
And you can see it open nice.
You guys can open.
There's a little clot here, so I'm going to get past the clot for you. And now I'm going to try and get you a nice bite. So sometimes we need to try and turn it a little bit. And it just isn't really turning too much. But I'm in a good position. Now you can see that. Look at that bite.
It's a good bite.
That's a really an unbelievable bite. So I'm going to take it now. And it's going to be quite hard to get this out. So I'm going to give it a good bite. There's a good pull. Now you're going to get bleeding from that. Actually, not even some bleeding. Normally, you'll see some bleeding immediately, but it's so fibrotic that it's not. There's not even a vascular.
Oh yeah, and so In the room, I can actually see tissue on the forceps. Good bite. Very good bite.
Wonderful, big bite.
So I would suggest
that recommendation. Sorry, John, just a quick one. Any recommendation as to number of bites that you would have to keep acceptable?
Yeah. So the number of bites are recommended is a minimum of 300. 12. 6 to 12. That is a recommendation. What I don't do is this. I don't just stick it in formalin. I take a piece of paper. I put all my bites on the paper, and then I put the paper with the bites into the formalin. Okay. It makes it easy for the pathologist to find. Oh. In here, you may they may say, I don't see anything with it. Occasionally, I have had them. When I use this, and trust me, you work very hard to get these bites.
So,
you
John,
can see how
just a quick one. So are you saying which kind of paper? Standard writing paper?
You can actually use anything, to be honest. You can even use tissue paper. Open. Okay, it's up and up. Then you see us going in again. And we're going to go in. It's stuck on the wall. And I think that's good because you want it to actually bite into the wall. I'm going to try and take this flat because I think the flat will be good. Bite. Now, I'll show you. I'm just going to push in a bit so you can see I'm on that flat. And this gives me the submucosal plane. And often cholangiocarcinomas run in the submucosal plane. So that's why I like to get a bit of a deeper biopsy. Now you can see we've got a bit of bleeding after that bite. There you go. There's a piece here. It's a tiny piece.
Sorry, we can't show
it. Let's just get some irrigation here.
Okay. Question, John. Does this system allow you to take like double bites? Like almost ink pot?
The new one does allow you to take double bites. Some people do it slightly differently. Some people would bite and then they would bite again. And just keep biting and then suck all of that out of the bile duct and then send it off. I prefer seeing what I'm doing. So yeah, a bit of bleeding there. We've got a bit of bleeding from this bile duct. It's not too bad, but it's just you've got water in there as well. So let's just get a bit more water. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's very much on the just a bit of spots on the name. So you can see now it's not that bad. The bleeding. This looks and it looks quite terrifying when you see that amount of blood coming through. So yeah. And you can see as I suck, it's sucking the clot back in. We should suck the channel. Oh yeah, it's too bad.
So we are suctioning the channel.
That is what it is. It's not
Okay, so we're going to take one more biopsy. Flush.
So again, my forceps is taking a little bit of strain, so I'm just going to come back down. It's just straight edge. Yep. Okay, so as we do that, now It's a little bit difficult, but there we go. It's starting to move. Yes,
So we are about the concept is ours.
so you can see where the bleeding is coming from. It's coming from that last bite. It's not too bad, but let's get ready for another bite. And I'm going to try and wedge it up against this wall here. Open. Open. Okay. Bite. Bite. Yeah. I'm not sure what you're going to see much of it, but I don't feel as if it's my first time. Oh, pretty good. Okay. And this is a very tiny device. Yeah, there's a little resource. Okay. So the problem with this fibrotic tissue is actually getting the tissue. Right? Yeah. It's not like a fleshy tumor which peels off at you. Yeah, you get a nice. So yes, listen. So Mike, how do you treat your patients with PSC? What would be your next step there?
I think, as you pointed out, we've done some dilation already, and we have had a discussion. Then the question you have to be is, we have two like we have for Loris.
Guidance and machines, to be honest.
Yeah. So I think for her, for most of these patients, it's long-term follow-up, and then it goes symptomatic. Now, at night, but she's very young, medical therapy and skills, and most of them is pain relief, because that's actually the biggest complaint.
What are any rivers?
The billies were actually not very much elevated. She had a change of jaundice. Okay. She first came in. Sorry. I was thinking of the operator.
Sorry. Okay. I understand that. So you can see I can direct my biopsy now into that point bite. Right? You can feel it.
Yep.
This is a tight. It's in a proper tight. Just put it.
So there has to be a sample here. There is. How do you feel it out?
So what I tend to do is I take a needle. Okay. Then you just peel it off. With the thin needle, like if I have or a twitch needle or something.
So media team, you can blow up the cholangioscopy feed.
Yeah, the media team can do that. They need to blow up the cholangioscopy feed. There you go.
What we are saying is
Okay, we're gonna do one more, guys.
Stop.
Then we're gonna stop, and you guys can carry on with what you need to on that side.
I think they're done for the day. Yeah. Switch to cholangioscopy feed.
so perhaps what we'll do is once you take that last biopsy, perhaps what we can plan to do is do our photo shoot tomorrow morning when we have everyone fresh and in their
So
best
yes.
clothes for Saturday.
Oh, photo in the morning. Yes, correct. Are you out?
Yeah, of course. So when I ask you to open it close, it's about how open. You can see how clean or strong. Yeah, open. Perhaps it's time. Still outside. Nice big sensation. Yeah, it's gonna go. Yeah, it's gonna go down. Yeah, off on the one. No, yeah, without me. So it kind of open. Yeah. Something like this is Jason.
Yeah, it's open. It's open.
So here you can see how I can actually get into the wall, bite, and take that piece out.
Yeah, so we have a nice piece from the wall.
So
Unless you can strong, it's multiple grounds with the standard. The shells will try up to a nice dilation.
So I think the key here in PSC is not to leave stents because they have a worse outcome if you do leave stents. But I think she's definitely going to require
antibiotics for a couple of days. Yeah, so Engineer, any questions or comments as we wrap up?
Questions, comments? I think the delegates are pretty happy. They have seen primary sclerosing cholangitis, which they read about in books. They have seen it eyeball to eyeball.
Yeah, thank you. So we're going to finish up here. I think from our side, thank you very much. Apologies for the delay. We had to just deal with a normal theater day happening with all sorts of things, adding curveballs to the list. But it's good. We actually had 4 cases on. So the first one was the Ochili colon. And then we had a difficult case with the laryngeal tumor. And then we had the ERCP for the stones. And then we've done this ERCP cholangioscopy for PSC. Thank you, guys. And see you tomorrow morning.
So we'll see you guys. Thank you guys for also a clap for John and Mwachiro. I confirm that they are clapping for you guys.
Now you can hear the clap. Yeah. Thank you. Well, thank you, guys. Thank you, Chief. Good job.
So, Nikai, allow me to